Fears of war in the Middle East grow as Israel considers its response to Iran's retaliatory drone attack on the territory. The Group of Seven condemns Iran's direct attack on Israel and reaffirms support for the country's security. It was the first ever direct attack by Iran on Israeli territory, and the Israeli military is claiming victory for its response. IDF spokesman Daniel Hagari says almost every drone and missile that entered Israeli airspace was shot down. The attack was in response to the bombing of the Iranian consulate in Syria, which Tehran blames on Israel. Several ballistic missiles did reach Israeli territory, causing minor damage to an airbase. Tehran's military is also claiming victory, saying the now completed operation was more successful than expected. The government says it warned neighbouring countries of its plans 72 hours in advance. The unprecedented attack has sent shockwaves around the world and drawn condemnation from the UN and Western governments. There are fears the conflict will escalate if Israel launches a counter-offensive. Iran's military has warned both Israel and the US there'll be a severe response if that happens. G7 leaders have vowed to try to prevent a regional conflict in the Middle East. The commitment comes less than 24 hours after Iran launched a retaliatory attack on Israel. The group reaffirmed its commitment towards Israel's security.
We call on Iran and its proxies to cease completely the attacks. All parties should exercise maximum restraint. Going forward, we will reflect on additional sanctions against Iran in close cooperation with our partners, specifically on its drone and missile programs.
Das ist ein durch nichts zu vertretender Angriff. Das ist eine schlimme Eskalation der Lage und das ist in keiner Weise akzeptabel, nachvollziehbar und hinnehmbar.
In a post on X, European Council President Charles Michel said a ceasefire in Gaza would make a difference. British and European leaders also posted remarks. The issue will be discussed at the European Council.
With less than 2 months to go before the European elections, the French right-wing candidate François-Xavier Bellamy wants to show he is tough on immigration. On Friday, the member of the centre-right European People's Party chose a symbolic place to do so, the French city of Menton near Italy, a flashpoint of the migration debate which has sparked multiple diplomatic rows between both countries. Bellamy's goal to meet with the French border police and to reaffirm his party's opposal to the recently approved EU migration pact, deemed too lax by the French conservatives.
Nous sommes opposés à l'essentiel de ce pacte asile et migration parce que nous sommes ici à une frontière où l'on constate concrètement le désarmement de nos États face à la crise migratoire et nous pensons qu'il faut sortir de cette impuissance et malheureusement le pacte asile et migration ne permet pas d'apporter la solution nécessaire pour réussir à mieux protéger nos frontières.
The candidate went against the request of his own parliamentary group in Brussels, co-author of the pact, to vote for the majority of the reform. The pact aims to speed up the asylum process and also simplify the return of irregular migrants to their home countries. It will require member states to share responsibility for asylum seekers either by taking in more migrants or by providing extra funding. In the Roya Valley, an hour away from Menton, this activist for the NGO Roya Citoyenne, known for sheltering migrants who have crossed the border, has slammed both the new pact and Bellamy's stance on immigration.
Ça va simplement rendre leur passage, leur vie et leur parcours beaucoup plus durs, beaucoup plus dangereux. N'importe comment, on n'arrête pas un flux de personnes qui sont désespérées, qui ont quitté leur pays de cette façon-là, et d'une façon ou d'une autre, ils passeront ou ils mourront.
More than 44,000 arrests were carried out at this border crossing in 2023, with some of these migrants having been detained multiple times. A sensitive topic that will remain at the heart of these upcoming European elections, as the member states must now endorse the final version of the pact, possibly in a vote at the end of April.